everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10. Today, we're going to spend some time outside. It's kind of scary, but I had an idea. There's a few different things that I need to do that I'm really considering doing now. First of them is mechanism. We need to get into mechanism because the antimatter tablet will take a little while to get going. I think we have all the resources we would need to do this. It's just these things will take time because we need to create a nuclear reactor to create nuclear waste, which will create the polonium, which will then put into the antimatter fusion thing. I don't remember what it's called right now at this very minute, but yeah, the supercritical phase shifter. That will take a little while. It's probably going to be like a 2-episode endeavor, and I don't want to start that right now. I'm not going to lie. So I will not start that right now. What I could start, I'm kind of mixed between two options. There's occultism and there's pneumaticraft. Pneumaticraft I have already done like many times before in the past, so that won't be very hard to do. Occultism I've gone through similar progression in the past before, so this won't be hard to do either. But we only really need 2 items out of occultism. I feel like we can almost do this really quick. Discounting like all of this extra new stuff, we don't really need to go that far, I'm pretty sure. I think we only need to get a few chalks. Maybe we can get into this mod first, just because it sounds more interesting than pneumaticraft to me at this very moment. We've been pretty focused on tech stuff in these past couple of episodes. I don't know if Ivy has an opinion, but even if she does, I ain't listening. So where am I going with this? I want to do these occultism things. We only really need 1 of each of these items, so we'd probably be okay just making the ritual once and then going, just passing by. There is an occultism quest line. I don't see anything here that is like the required things that we needed. I'd say we'd go through this quest line, but I don't really know that we need to. We do want to do this stuff though together and figure out how to do rituals. Maybe we do this first. Let's make a dictionary of spirits. We already have demon fruit, I'm sure. I actually have a lot less of this demon's dream fruit than I'd actually like, so let me grab some fertilizer. Let's use this. We'll just get a whole bunch of dream fruit. We shouldn't need to do this again. Okay, doing the usual start here for occultism. Turn my magnet off. Drop a demon's dream fruit. Light that on fire. That gives us the spirit fire. From here, I think we want to grab some andesite. Let's go ahead and just drop the whole stack. It only gave us 20. That's fine. Not a big deal. Let's drop a diamond. Let's drop 1 at a time. Oh, it did give us all 64 other stone. Never mind, we're dropping the whole thing. I just had the magnet off and it probably landed like on this other side or something. So that being done, what do we do now? How do we start? We have other stone. Other stone is one of the things we need. But we need ashes. We need this otherworld log. So can we make a divination rod? We can. And I never made the book. Let me make the book. Shift right click a block to attune the rod to a corresponding block. Andesite is otherworld. So I want to right click on oak wood. Okay. So with this log, I should be able to right click. Yep, and there it goes. It now attunes. That is an annoying sound. So this is supposed to show me when things are purple. Let me see if I can figure out how to use this. Okay, my strategy of digging is not working. Let me come up with a different strategy. Alright, so this took a little while, but I figured something out. I didn't read, and that's one of my personal downfalls, I guess. This gives you a hint that oak saplings convert into oak saplings. If you look for the other sapling, you can see that this otherworld sapling doesn't have a recipe, but if you throw an oak sapling, this is just a regular oak sapling, you do get the very specific occultism sapling, which means we can then just eat, and there's our sapling. Let's not chop it down yet. There we go. We now have otherworld tree. Alright, let me farm a little bit of these. And we'll eat a demon dream fruit. And we'll cut down this tree. Come on, eat the demon dream fruit. And then cut down the tree once we have the effect. Alright, I don't know how many we need. Unfortunately, the divination rod never worked for me. I mean, I guess it probably did work. It's just I didn't actually find any area for us to use. Alright, here's some burnt ashes. And I already smelted my other stone to get the burnt other stone. So here's an impure white chalk. Should just need to throw it in here and get regular white chalk. Okay, I think the next one we want to make is this one, the gold one. We need another impure white chalk, which we will then... Oh, we need this quite a bit, actually. which we can, oh, we can actually already just do that. Just throw it in there. There's yellow. Maybe this is gonna go really well. What do we need? Looks like we need purple and green. Is that green? Oh, this is a gigantic ritual. Your lime. Purple lime, and we need light gray. Okay, so there may be things we need in between. I just need two. Okay, let me explain. We want to craft these three things in the All the Mods Star recipe. These three things require 3 different rituals in the Occultism mod. To progress in this mod, we need to draw ritual circles, and then we need to like have candles and all the stuff that's required for them. Maybe even a sacrifice. In order for us to get all of the chalk that we need a couple things. We need to make this ritual, and we need to get a crusher Foliot so that we can crush certain items. But that should be the only requirements to get the circles that we need for the drawings that we need. So the place I'm going to start is actually getting this crusher Foliot. So this crusher Foliot is a ritual. It's pretty small compared to some of the other ones that we're going to draw. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. Just here is fine. It's fine. We don't need something fancy. In the book, you can click on this little circle to make it draw the outline. In order to summon a Foliot, we need this ritual, and then you just follow it. So I need some candles, and then we need our chalk. Now this chalk it's going to be the same situation for all of our chalks here. These can break really fast, so it'd be nice to kind of enchant them a little bit. Having mending is great, and if you get Curse of Vanishing like I did, just don't die. This is complete, but you'll see we don't have the things we need to summon this. We need the other sacrificial bowls. They can just go anywhere, like in a radius. Just stick these somewhere here. Iron, silver, copper, gold. Doesn't matter the order, doesn't matter the orientation. Book and quill into a spirit fire gives us the Book of Binding. Just throw them into the fire. We now have a bunch of Book of Bindings, which means we can craft the Book of Binding Foliot. Here is our Book of Binding Foliot. It'll tell us this works. Oh, I forgot to bind my book. So putting it in the crafting table. And here's our bound book. This will summon a Foliot. This is a very slow ritual, so. There he is. There's our crusher spirit. When we give it an item, it should crush it for us. This will take a little while because it is a slow spirit. It's already done. Here's some endstone for you to crush too. That being said, this guy's purpose is pretty much done. So let's pick him up. Here's our impure light gray chalk. I don't think we can do the lime one yet. Purple we can also make now too. Let's purify our 2 chalks. Here's a Spectral Compulsion. Next ritual is pretty easy too. Looks like it's just white and purple. For this one I need 3 items, so 1, 2, and 3. We need another Book of Binding Foliot, so we'll go ahead and make that. Very cool. I don't know that I need very many of these, so I'm just gonna make the one. Here's the impure lime chalk. Go ahead and make that pure. Totally forgot to hit record before I did that, but we now have a wormhole, so let me show you how I did that. The same ritual that I just used, I'm going to throw quartz, an ender pearl, and this wormhole frame, and then bind it. And then this it just takes a second, but this will give us the stable wormhole, which I already crafted because I forgot to hit record. And that's what it would have looked like. This one needs me to sacrifice a horse. I don't think I have a horse. Yeah, I don't have a horse. I need to go find one. In anticipation of me messing this up again, here's a mob swab. Can I swab you, please? Wait, I can just pick up a tamed horse. Can I... what? I did all that work for nothing. That's great. Good to know. I'm just gonna throw it over here with this other one. I'll decorate later. This like overlapping is kind of weird to read. This one needs 8 sacrificial bowls. I'll start throwing our items. There's 1 coal, 2 obsidian, a block of gold, gunpowder, a lava bucket, flint and steel, a block of quartz if I don't misclick and break everything. I think what you do first is you put this down, started summoning Dragon Familiar, and then we'll put our horse down and we will go ahead and murder it. Rest in peace, horse. That should have worked. Alright, what is this little thing? I don't know how to pronounce your name, my friend. Let me grab a mob swab. See if we can swab it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I can swab it. Okay. Dragon familiar DNA chicken feed. Alright. Chicken gives us a spawn egg. Alright, at least we have this in case we need to spawn another one. That was an adventure. This last one, Striker's Higher Binding. Where is this? If you're like me and you need to find skeleton skulls, you can find them pretty easily in catacombs. So just use a compass. Shaders keep going on and off for this. It's my bad. I keep hitting the wrong button. I do want to automate this one. This one does not require any sacrifice. So let's go ahead and just real quick automate this. So it looks like this automation works. So let me explain what's going on here. We have the pattern provider pointing to this barrel. We have a modular router which will pull items from the barrel. It will then try to do a few things. It'll pull from the barrel and it will try to distribute items into the sacrificial bowls if it can. If it can't, it will also try to send it into this Minecraft crafter. This crafter will always have a dictionary of spirits on the inside. The one item that we actually, or I guess the two items that we want to filter are the Book of Binding Genie Not Bound and that dictionary of spirits. The other place we want to send an item is to that modular router in the center. That's with this sender module, which is bound. So you can see it's bound. The filters here allow it to, it'll send it over here. This router has a sender sending to this sacrificial bowl. It has a vacuum module to pick up whatever items fall underneath it, specifically this empty soul gem. And then it has the sender to send that item, the results, right back into the extended pattern provider. Make this recipe, and instead of course, instead of grabbing a ritual, we want to grab a not bound. I'm gonna make sure that it also encodes a not bound Book of Genie. So I don't know, but this will work for us. I think your name will now be Elton John. Why? I don't know, but I think that's everything we have for today. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.